everyone, welcome to the English Academy. Hope you all are fine. In this video, we are going to cover one of the very famous poem by Robert Frost, that is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. I'm going to explain you the each stanza individually and will give you the summary as well. But before that, we must have a look at the poet's introduction, and here it comes. Robert Frost was born in 1874 and was died in 1963. He was an American poet, playwright, and professor who is widely regarded as one of the most influential poets of the 20th century. Born in San Francisco, California, Frost spent much of his life in New England where he drew inspiration from the natural world. Frost's poetry is known for its accessibility, depth, and non-exploration of themes such as nature, identity, morality, and the human condition. His unique style, which blended traditional forms with modernist experimentation, has influenced generations of poets. Some of Frost's most famous poems include The Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, Mending Wall, and Birches. He was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry four times and was appointed as the Poet Laureate of Vermont from 1961 until his death in 1963. Through his poetry, Frost continues to captivate readers with his thought provoking insights, vivid imagery, and masterful use of language. Robert Frost is one of the very well known name in English literature. All of his work, either it's Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods, and any other work, is actually inspired by the nature. So, without wasting time, let's start the poem with the very first stanza. Whose words these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Students, in the very first stanza, the poet Robert Frost is actually stopped between the words, and he's saying that he might know whose words are these, but his house is in the village. The one who is the owner of the woods, his house is in the village. So that's why he will not see him, the poet, that he has stopped here to watch the woods that are filled up with snow. As you can see in the picture as well, it's a very picturesque view. It's a very captivating or mesmerizing view to see the woods covered with the snow when there is no one around, and it's a very breathtaking view. Now heading towards stanza number 2. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. In the second stanza, poet is saying that his horse might think it strange. Queer means strange because he has stopped without a farmhouse nearby. There is nothing to stay, nothing to get shelter, and where are they stopped? They are stopped between the woods and frozen lake. Also, it is one of the darkest evening of the year. The snow is falling. There is extreme coldness. So he is saying that his horse might also think that why did they stop there, where there is nothing to get shelter, and also there is frozen lake, the woods. Stanza number 3. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. In the third stanza, poet is saying that his horse gives his bell a shake in order to ask him that if there is some mistake, that they stopped in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the forest, you can say, and also there is nothing around them. Moving ahead in the stanza, there are some sounds given. What are those sounds? The only other sounds, the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. There are two sounds that could be heard over there where the poet has stopped with his horse. That is of either of wind and of downy flake. Downy flake means snowflakes. Snow is falling and there are some sort of flakes with it. You can Google it or search it somewhere. They are very beautiful small flakes. So these are the two sounds that poet can be heard over there. Number one is of sweeping of the wind, and the second one is of downy flake. Stanza number 4. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. In the last stanza, the poet is saying that he loves to stop for a long period of time, enjoying the nature, the woods, the snow, the calmness of the environment, but he has some promises to fulfill. That means that he has some obligations, or you can say some responsibilities to fulfill, so he cannot stop there for a longer period of time, and that's why he has to return back to his place. But he actually loves to see the nature, to stop over there, to give some time to himself, to feel the beauty of the nature. But as it is written in the stanza that he has miles to go before I sleep, that's mean that before his death, before the life comes to an end, he has to fulfill his promises. He has to perform his duties and responsibilities. That's why he cannot give that much long time to the nature. So, students, I hope that the poem is clear to you stanza wise. For your convenience, I'm gonna now give you a summary of the poem. A poem about a speaker is all about a speaker pausing with his horse to admire snow covered woods on a dark, snowy night. I think these lines are very simple and self explanatory ones. The speaker, the poet, stopped and paused between the woods that are covered with snow at night. The speaker is drawn to the beauty of the woods but ultimately feels compelled to continue his journey. As I told you before, that the speaker wants to spend more time over there. He was actually captivated by the natural beauty, but ultimately he realized that he has some responsibilities to fulfill. That's why he needed to continue his journey, acknowledging his obligations and the passage of time. It was already mentioned in the explanation. The poem explores themes of nature, beauty, and the feeling and the fleeting nature of life. So, this whole poem is the combination of the nature, the duty, and the beauty of the nature. I hope that the whole poem is clear to everyone. Still, if you are having any question, any query regarding to this poem, you can ask me in comment section. And if you have not subscribed the channel yet, you need to subscribe it. Press the bell icon so that you are going to get the notifications accept. And on this channel, you will be keep getting stuff regarding language and literature. Take care. Goodbye.